Hey everyone, Justin Smith here, the scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama magazine. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on Touchdown Alabama's YouTube page. If you're not subscribed to Touchdown Alabama on YouTube, go ahead, do that for me really quickly. Hit that subscribe button below. Also be sure to leave a like whether you are subscribed or not. I am here today to talk about the Crimson Tide adding another wide receiver to the impressive wide receiver group today, as Jameson Williams, a former four-star recruit out of St. Louis, Missouri, announced that he will transfer from the Ohio State University to the University of Alabama to play for the Crimson Tide this upcoming season. He will be eligible to play immediately under the new transfer rules. So the Crimson Tide add a veteran wide receiver who has some Power 5 experience, who is eligible to play immediately. You throw him in and mix him in with those younger guys in the Crimson Tide's wide receiver room, along with some of the older guys. When we look at John Mechie, Xavier Williams, and Slade Bolden, there's a lot to like about Jameson Williams, as I am showing you guys his high school highlights at the moment, and you could tell that he was explosive at the high school football level. He was able to make a lot of plays with the football in his hands, make a lot of defenders miss, and that part of his game easily translated to the college football level, as he was able to do a lot of that at the Ohio State University. But I do feel there are a couple of areas where he has improved greatly during his time at Columbus, and those two areas are his route running skills and his awareness on the football field. First off, when you take a look at his route running ability, this is a kid who runs smooth routes. He's a guy who is not going to tip off his route during the progression of it. You are not going to be able to tell where he goes until he basically does the route, so he's not going to show it before he does it. He's going to keep his head straight, continue to look at the defensive back, and if you want to get a clear picture of how much his route running has improved during his time in Columbus, you can just take a look at the touchdown he caught in the college football playoff semifinal against the Clemson Tigers. I think that play really shows how much his route running has improved. He's no longer rounding out routes, which is something he did at the high school football level. He's also a kid who definitely uses that explosiveness in a lot of different ways. He was able to be a threat on the special teams game in Columbus, basically be a kick returner and punt returner, and that is something that he can do in Tuscaloosa in the future. But going back to another area where I feel he has improved that, and that is his awareness on the football field. You could tell that he is a player that always knows where he is on the football field at all times, as he was called on to make some catches on the sideline. He was able to get 1 foot in bounds, so you could tell that he is a aware athlete, and that is going to help on those out routes, along with some of the hitch routes that he was able to run in Columbus. So the Crimson Tide is getting a special athlete, adding him into that wide receiver room that is going to be fighting to get on the field this upcoming season. So it will be interesting to see how this basically plays out with those guys trying to get on the field next season. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. As always, I am Justin Smith, the scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama magazine.